Hi Nancy.
Hi Helen.
So 5 curly career questions with Nancy Jack. Change of venue. Today I'm doing this from Nancy's workplace for the month of August, a shop in Sitges. So Nancy and I met a few years ago. We both live in the same area in Spain. And in terms of background, we are very different. Your background is very much in the creative world. Mm-hmm. You left Glasgow School of Art, you graduated from Glasgow School of Art and then worked for Kids TV as an art director for over 15 years.
15 years.
And then moving to Spain, bit of a change of career. You did some commercial modelling and acting and then got back into your painting, and you are now PGCE qualified, an art teacher and artist. Yeah. So welcome to 5 curly career questions.
Thank you.
You ready?
I am.
Perfect. All right. First one. Tell me about a time when you experienced a career transition or a time you felt a bit stuck.
Well, I think when we moved to Spain, my children were really small, and we moved because of my husband's work. And at the time, I was quite up for it, just for a change for a little while. But when we moved to Spain, there was a lot to do. I had to kind of try and, get the kids established in school. There was languages to learn, trying to get everyone kind of like...
That's a big move.
Yeah, assimilated, is that the right word?
Maybe.
Well, and also it was all about my husband. So we'd always had really independent lives and careers, and then all of a sudden he got this opportunity, and that brought us to Spain, and I kind of gave up my career.
Okay.
But I didn't realise that it was going to be for such a long time.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Question number 2. In what way, what's important to us in our 20s, 30s, etc., it changes over time, right? So what one way have your priorities changed over time, do you think? Well,
I think that it's probably, in my 20s and early 30s, it was all just about me, and then having children, then all of a sudden I had to start putting them first. And as I said before, putting my husband first. So that was quite tricky. So that's probably how my priorities changed the most. But now my children they've both left school, and now we're ready to move into a different...
So priorities changing again.
Priorities are changing again, Helen. Yeah.
So, question 3. What are a couple of key resources or pieces of advice, say, that you have had along the way?
I would say always be nice to the runners. So in TV, the most junior people are the runners. Always be nice to them, because they're probably going to end up being your boss one day,
true.
Especially when you come back with 2 young children. But just be nice in general. There's just no point in being mean or nasty ever. I would also say try and get experience when you're young, as working in a restaurant or bar, doing something where you're meeting all sorts of people. It's a really good skill to learn how to kind of be in different social situations.
Communicate with different
people.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you. So I don't know whether you know this, but I really hate, loathe and detest coriander. I do know that. And so thinking about that feeling of hate, loathe and detest, but putting it into a work context, a professional environment, what would be your work equivalent?
I really hate when people use jargon, I just would prefer when people communicate really clearly without using jargon that's very specific to their industry, and it's very confusing. And I just would prefer people just talk plain English, basically.
Yeah, totally agree. Okay, so question 5. In New Zealand, I learned about the concept of a koha in Maori culture. It's a concept of a gift, basically. So using that loosely, what would be a koha or gift that you would give to somebody right now who's going through a career transition or maybe stuck?
I would say just keep on learning. Just keep on learning. For me, I learned Spanish that has really helped me now. You know, so you don't know, even if it's not going to help you in the future, keep your brain moving.
Yeah.
So I would say keep on learning. That's one of the most important things. I also went back and did a PGCE, which has just helped me to, it's made it easier for me to get jobs in schools because I have that qualification, and also just to keep your brain going, you know, so that, you know, it's just really important. I would also say keep fit and don't be still.
Keep
fit and don't be still. Yeah.
Nice.
Get a dog.
But it's true, like doing the PGCE, that's a big, it's a big commitment.
Yeah.
You know, basically going back to college, going back to school,
It
doing
was,
stuff
and it
again.
was, oh my God, it was so hard. Helen, I hadn't written an essay in 30 years. 30, I mean, was it even, 30 years. That's a long time.
It is a long time.
It's a long time, and it was really hard. But I really enjoyed the studying, and the writing the essay was the most difficult. The doing the research was really interesting for my final dissertation.
Yeah.
But actually, writing was hard.
Thank you, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Right, so those are your 5 curly career questions, but you know that you're going to have a surprise question, which is a mystery question, which is a concept that I borrowed from Stephen Bartlett. So this is a question that's been left by a previous guest. And their question is, what is one leadership quality that you wish was more commonplace? So something that, you know, you wish leaders would do all the time.
I think be clear in your expectations and what you want someone to do, just because sometimes you start in a new place and you really, you know, you're not given clear enough instructions and you run around like lost, doing the wrong thing. So I would say be clear on what's expected and keep checking in, I suppose, to check that everyone's got what they need in order to get on with the job properly. Keep checking in and be clear.
Be clear and keep checking in. Perfect. Well, you will get the opportunity to leave a question for the next guest.
All right, I'll have something really good and very mysterious.
Thank you, Nancy.
All right, okay.
Really, it's been a
Helen.
pleasure to do this here.
Yeah,
a bit
it's
different, and
lovely.
it's really nice that it's in person, in a different place.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Helen.